Margaret Tabargoy Bartion's funeral. Hundreds gathered to give her a proper send-off, their sorrow great, but not comparable to that of members of the Talai clan. The Talai mourn the death of the daughter-in-law of the great Nandi seer Koitalel Arap Samoei. Her death a blow to members of the Talai clan who still wait for justice. Almost 8 years ago, a people were taken from their land to straddle two worlds. They have now returned to take their place, only to find that they no longer have a place that they can call home. This is the story of the Talai community. "49 years after independence, Kenya is bustling along, but in the midst of a people making strides to compete with the rest of the world, traces of the colonial master remain. In settlements where members of the Talai community continue to squat. These squatters have been here since 1962, a year before Kenya gained her independence. The story of the woes of the Talai clan starts in the late 1890s when British colonialists arrived in Nandi to subdue the region, but they faced opposition from the wider Kalenjin community and in particular the Kipsigis, who resisted colonial rule led by the Talai, the ruling clan of the Kipsigis people, which wielded authority over them.
Babu yangu anaitwa Kipsigis Kolegen. Asa huyu Kolegen akawa resistant kwa wazungu. Akaambia wazungu mnachukua hii shamba siwezi kuweka saini. Alipelekwa Mombasa aweke saini, akakataa.
In 1913, the British officers would retaliate by arresting Koilagen along with his two influential brothers, Kiptonui Arap Boisio and Kibuigut, loading them into a train to deport them. Koilagen was deported to Murang'a, while Arap Boisio was sent to detention in Nyeri. Arap Kibuigut would be held in Meru. On 19th July 1916, 2 years after Koilagen's arrest, he died in detention. The exact location of his final resting place in Murang'a is still unknown. But the resistance continued, and so the British came up with legislation that would forever change the lives of the Talai. They crafted the Libon's Removal Ordinance of 1934. The aim of the British administration was to disorganize the Kipsigis who planned to resist their rule. And thus it came to be that in 1934 the Talai were assembled in a transit camp in Kiptere to begin the trek. They left Kiptere and passed the Sondu Bridge, a place which still elicits emotion. Like the Israelites, they passed the raging waters to get to the land beyond, but this was no promised land that they were headed to. They made several stops in Oyugis, Rangwe, Rodikopany, Kanyada, Ndiwa, Sori along the shores of Lake Victoria, Kiabuya, Mbita, and then settled in Gwasi, among the Suba and the dominant Luo.
Tulikuwa na wewe tunaenda ufika kama tumeshindwa tunatupwa ndani ya gari ya ng'ombe.
But what they found was not promising.
The Luo community were very good people, but we lost life because of the environment. The climate was not very friendly, as in Suba district, whereby there was tsetse flies, mosquitoes, dangerous snakes, and at that particular time, dangerous wild animals.
75-year-old Mzee Joseph Sigilai was born after his parents settled in Gwasi. After several years away, he has returned to find that the friendships forged during the clan's stay haven't been forgotten. During their time together, the Talai and the Luo were destined to share many things, but never to intermarry.
Jamii wa Waluo ama Wasuba wakati huo, kutahiri kwao ilikuwa kwa mdomo, walikuwa waking'oa meno 6, na sisi kutahiri kwetu ni ile inalingana vile Waisraeli wanafanya. Sasa ikawa tofauti, mila tofauti mbili, ikawa pingamizi kubwa sana kwa kubalia sisi kuoana.
The Talai were enemies of the state, watched and guarded and subjected to an annual census to ensure nobody escaped.
Ukitaka kusafiri mahali popote dunia hii ya Kenya na nje, lazima upate kitu ambao wanaita pass. Kulikuweko na barua wanaandika ya kukubalia wewe usafiri, na itapigwa stamp. Ukifika Kisii unapigiwa stamp, ukifika Kericho kwa DC unapigiwa stamp. Alafu ndio askari APs wataitwa kama unataka kumtembelea msichana yako ambaye ameolewa mahali ama kwa wazazi wa bibi wako, somebody ataandamana na wewe.
Despite this, a section managed to get away. 84-year-old Mzee Juma was 5 years old when he made the trek to Gwasi. He and his mother, together with his siblings, escaped through the forest, first to Nyeri, then to Nairobi, but their name made them a target. The Muslim cap he wears, indicative of the drastic measures they took.
Kufika Nairobi tulikuwa tukitafutwa wa jina letu. Sikika wewe ni Cheruiyot, nataka kuchunguzwa. Ndiposa nikaingia kuwa Muislamu, maana kwa Waislamu hutawajua ni nani. Naweza kuwa Mkamba, naweza kuwa nani. Hata mama yangu akawa Muislamu, mandugu zangu wote tukawa Waislamu.
When they were ejected from their homes and forced into exile, members of the Talai community thought that it was only a matter of time until they returned. However, the journey that life took them on meant that many would never see their homeland ever again. While some died along the way or in detention, the rest of the Talai would remain in Gwasi, wandering in the wilderness for 28 years until the colonial government that was on its way out allowed them to return to Kericho in 1962. Once again they left with their children and livestock, but this was only the beginning of troubles that continue to plague them to date.
Tunaishi kitabu tabu. Ijapokuwa tunasema tuna uhuru, lakini sisi bado ni maabusu, bado hatujafika nyumbani, hatujakuwa huru.
Join me in the second part of Children of Exile when we explore the fate that befell members of the Talai when they returned to their homeland. Reporting for KTN, I'm Wilkista Nyabwa.